So we took a break from watching Beyonce Always on Point videos to talk a little bit about our trip to Vegas last week.
Alright guys, so to start it off, we obviously were gonna fly there because the drive is too long, and we almost missed our flight. Even though we live 5 minutes away from the airport, somehow we managed to get lost. So we made it to TSA, all the other good stuff. We made it to our gate, and we got on our flight, but we got there at 10 to Vegas, right? So while we were waiting for our bags and stuff, I saw this guy who was getting ready to be like in a Pokemon battle. I swear to you guys, his squat game was on fleek. Like, he inspired me. So but that's whatever, y'all see a picture later. We grabbed our bags and we took a taxi to the hotel that we were staying, or resort, and it was fancy schmancy. And by this point it was like getting close to be my birthday, so we decided to celebrate and start off my birthday right by ordering the best pizza in the entire freaking world. Like, this pizza was on point. And
shout out to Napolis.
Shout out to Napolis.
So, as Miriam mentioned, it was her birthday that week. So, well, that day. So, she had a few demands, which were...
I have demands. I need to be full wasted beyond reason. I need to be fed throughout the whole day. And we must have brownies!
So I decided, even though it was still early, I'd work on her first demand first. So we went downstairs. There was a little bar in our resort. So we went to the bar. I got a mimosa. She got a huge Bloody Mary, which smelled disgusting. And we both had shots of tequila. So after that, we did a little bit of gambling in that little bar, but not much. I think we won, how much did we win, babe?
$2?
Yeah, we won like $2, so, and we only put a few, like $1 in maybe. Yeah, so we won $2 on our $1. Yay. So we were feeling good. We were feeling good from the drinks, feeling good from having won $2. So we headed to the Strip to gamble and drink some more. So we get there and we get to this place, one of the places that sells like the big huge frozen slushy alcohol drinks, and I realize I don't have my ID. Who goes to the Las Vegas Strip and doesn't bring their ID? Me. So we had to go back to the resort. I had to get my ID, and we went back to the Strip, and then we come back to the Strip after I got my ID, and I think we went to Harrah's. Yeah, we went to Harrah's and gambled a little more, but really just for the free drinks. You know, some Jack and Coke, some gin and tonics, things of that nature, and proceeded to get more intoxicated and actually lose money this time.
Alright, so after gambling for free drinks, we decided that we lost enough money, and we're like, okay, you know, screw this, we're gonna go to the Strip and, you know, just go find some more alcohol and, you know, turn up for my birthday. So we ended up walking like out of Harrah's, and there's like this little bar thing, and we saw this waitress, and she was selling like this this bong looking thing right here. So by this point I have this sash on right here that says birthday girl, and I'm wearing it, and I'm kind of intoxicated, and we end up at this bar, right? So I'm like, babe, I want one. And she was like, okay. So while we're there, this group of bachelors, or this bachelor party, comes up too, and they're like, you know, talking to the bartender, that this young woman has humongous tits. Like, she is out and about and just trying to make tips. Big Tits McGee is what we called her. So she's like over here flirting with these guys and, you know, getting them to buy drinks. And so this one guy turns around and looks at my sash and is like, yo, it's your birthday. And I'm like, yeah. So you can see your 21st birthday. And I'm like, sure, it is. It's not. I'm 23 now. But I'm like, heck yeah, it's my 21st birthday. He's like, oh my god, that's so awesome. I'm buying you a shot for your birthday. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? So he buys me a shot. He buys everybody a shot. And so we take a shot. And then he's like, and his other friend, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna buy you your drink. And so this thing comes only with like, I think only one, how many shots?
One shot.
One shot of alcohol, and the rest is just like flavoring. So basically it's like nothing, right? And he's like, you know what, we're gonna put 3 in your drink. That's and he's like, you know what, never mind, we're putting 6 in your drink. So I end up having 6 shots of I don't even know what in here. And plus the shot that I already had, and like the flavoring and stuff. So I get
and the drinks from before.
And the drinks from before. So this is like, this was like $34, I think, and I got it for free because it was my birthday. And then, you know, my wife bought one, so I was drinking out of hers too. And I was just like so thankful, but I was just wasted. So shout out to the bachelor party with the random guys who bought me drinks.
After that, we ended up going to Caesar's Palace to see Mariah Carey perform. But of course, this is the day that she decides to cancel because she has bronchitis. So, yeah, Miriam was pretty pissed off. I was pretty pissed off. We were all pretty pissed off. We were convening with all the fans outside of Caesar's Palace, and we were all pretty pissed.
I know she told y'all that Mariah Carey canceled my birthday, so I was really pissed about that because it was my birthday. So in order to make up for it, the next day we decided to go to a burlesque show. And being as Vegas, I wanted to see titties, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see nipples and nipple tassels and whatever else you got. So we ended up going to this burlesque show called Fantasy, which is actually like the #1 show in Vegas, and like I think it was voted like #1 or best or something for 2015. So shout out to those girls, they're pretty awesome. So we you know, we get dressed, we go, and you know, we're anticipating the show and stuff, and these girls start coming out and they're like dancing, and there's like this one singer, I forgot her name, like the hostess of it, but she could sing. Like, girl could sing, she got pipes. And next thing I know, like, they take their tops off, and I'm like, oh my god, like, take your tops off, like from Mean Girls, if y'all get what I'm saying. And it was just titties and dancing. It was a really good show. Like, you know, besides the nakedness, like, these girls have talent. So shout out to y'all.
Okay, so the next day we get to Rock in Rio, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's like this huge festival that they do in Brazil every year. Obviously, Rock in Rio. It's like a rock festival, I guess, but they brought it to the United States for the first time this year, and to Vegas specifically. And they had 2 separate weekends. The first weekend was Rock Weekend. They had like Metallica, No Doubt,
Mana.
And then they had the Pop Weekend the following weekend, which is the weekend we just happened to be in Vegas for. So we went. They had we saw James Bay.
Cute kid.
Yeah, he's cute. I love him. We saw Tovlo, which was awesome.
Yo, she can party, dude. Like what I loved about them, or the artists, well, almost all of them, they were like drinking. Like Tovlo was like drunk.
Yeah.
When she was performing, and she totally like was turned, and we were partying, and then, you know, her song Body.
Talking Body. No copyright infringement.
No copyright infringement. That one, she like started talking about like, take your clothes off.
She pulled her boob out of her little leotard and
showed us the boob.
And
more nipples. Woo-hoo.
The girl who just happened to be standing directly in front of me, I guess she made eye contact with Tovlo, and she was so wasted. I mean, this girl, I can't even believe she was still standing. So she ripped her shirt off and her bra off and just started jumping up and down. We have video of it, but I'm not going to put it in here just because why would I do that, you know?
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. Her friends were like really so embarrassed for her.
But you know, to her credit, like so she really did look at her though, and was like, she smiled because she kind of like looked, pointed, and was like, oh my god, I can't believe this girl actually took her tits out. So I mean, that's pretty epic if you ask me. The fact that she actually saw you in your glory, then you know, whatever, it was worth it. But anyways, so
it was worth it because I was standing there and I was entertained. So
yeah, it was great. And so we saw James Bay, we saw Tola, we saw
Charlie XCX. Oh my god, she is so amazing. Like, she puts on a freaking show. It was awesome. It was like, it reminded me of like the old days in the 90s. It was that long ago, but yeah, like the grungy, dirty, like wasted, like just so grunge and awesome and 90s, and it was amazing.
And then we happened to catch the last little bit of Jessie J's performance.
Oh, she was loving it.
She did not want to get
She
off
did
stage.
not want to leave the stage. People were screaming for her, and she was loving every single second of it.
Because you like, there was two stages. There was like the Mercedes stage, sorry. And then there was like the main stage. So we were making our way to the main stage because it was getting closer to Ed Sheeran and
they don't overlap performances, which is awesome.
So you can
but the thing is, you have to wait for the prior performer to finish. So if you're there and you only want to see Ed Sheeran, then you have to wait for everybody to finish before you can see Ed Sheeran, because they don't overlap. That way you're not hearing. You can hear everything and you can catch everyone.
So so we were making our way over there, and she was still going and going and going and going. So I was
going with the same song. Like, she did not want to get off the stage.
But it was awesome because, you know, I love Girl Can Sing Too, and her performance was amazing. So shout out to Jessie J, you're awesome. So we ended up going, following this tall couple to the front of the stage, right? So we were making it, and like people were being
it was so packed. Like, it was so packed because at that point it was nighttime. There was only 2 more performances, which were Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift,
the headliner.
So at that point, people had already started to line up so that they could get their seat for the last 2 shows. Well, there wasn't seats. It was like standing room.
Yeah.
But so people were lined up and locked up. So we are like, fuck. We went and got food. By the time we came back, there was no seating. There, we would have to stand literally like, I'd say like probably 10 yards from the stage, probably more.
Couldn't see nothing.
Couldn't see anything because I'm 5 feet tall. So what was I gonna be able to see?
And I get 5'2", so
yeah.
You know.
So we see like this couple. I think they were actually trying to meet with someone.
Yeah.
So we decide to follow along with them and pretend like we're with them, trying to meet with someone. So we follow behind them.
So yeah, so we end up following behind them, and there's just like this drunk guy behind me. He's like, just, you know, get to them, like follow them. So I'm listening to the drunk older guy, because, you know, he's my elder, and I was taught to always listen to my elders. So I'm following, and like we get to this point where like these people do not want to let us through, and I'm like, yo, like, you gonna let me through the you know, politely, or I'm just gonna move you out the way. So I push through, and I'm like dragging her behind me. Whatever. This fat dude, like bald headed, like he had to be at least like 45, like looking like he's going on 80. Like, he was just very mean. I'm pretty sure he was intoxicated. Like, he pushes me, and I like turn around like, really, you're gonna hit a girl? Like, I wanted to swing on his ass, but I didn't want to get kicked out because Taylor Swift is just not worth missing. So so I just keep going.
I mean, it was totally worth it because we got a pretty good spot eventually, but yeah.
So yeah, so anyways, that's the hit points. That's like whatever.
What did you just?
I don't know.
What's
Anyways, that's besides the point. He's not even worth it. But anyway, so we end up getting a really good spot. Ed Sheeran comes out and he starts like doing his little guitar act thing, whatever. Which is he's very talented. It was just him, his little guitar. He was rapping at some point. Cool. Kudos to you. Okay, so he finally gets off stage. Thank God. Woohoo! Yeah, and then like everybody around is screaming for him. They're all like in love with him.
Oh yeah, they were loving it.
They were like singing
they were eating
every
it
word, and I was like, girl, do you, boo? So then like finally the Taylor Swift tour little sign thing, 1989, right?
The 1989 World
Tour like banner thing.
I think we were the first stop in the United States on her world tour, which is so cool.
So her little banner picture thing pops up. So everybody's like excited because we now like, okay, cool, Taylor Swift is coming.
Oh, we forgot to mention. So when we first got there, like when we walked in the gates of Rock in Rio, they gave us these wristbands that light up. But they weren't lighting up prior to her performance. Her performance was at like 11 o'clock, and the gates opened at 3. So they gave us these wristbands, and they, said it's a gift from Taylor Swift. So as soon as like she said, they bring down the sign that says 1989 World Tour, the wristbands start lighting up LED colors. They were so cool.
She opens up with fireworks. Who does that? Okay, so she opens up with fireworks, and then as soon as she opened with New York, Welcome to New York, and like the little bracelets start going off. And it's like, we're all looking like, what the hell did we just, like, what is this? So we're all like rocking and singing and jumping up and down. And it's like, everybody's screaming for Taylor. And she's like, singing her song and stuff. And then like she had this runway that actually like turned around. Like it would go up and then like circle the entire thing.
It spinned over the audience.
Yeah, so no matter
wherever you were standing,
you could see her. So it was an amazing show. And like after that, it was it, man. We saw Taylor in all her glory, and it was pretty much like the best.
Yeah, I gotta say, we almost died. I mean, we had a run-in with the bald bouncer guy. I promise you, we almost got squished a few times because we were like very close to the stage. We were in like the pit. So it was a lot. I felt pretty violated by the end of the night. I mean, people were having to leave because they were having panic attacks and asthma attacks, and I don't have my inhaler. Like, it was hardcore. Like, I never thought a day in my life that the most hardcore concert I would go to would be a Taylor Swift concert. But it was so worth it. I mean, she is just amazing live. I'm gonna insert a few clips. They're gonna be really short because I am not getting got by her people, because I know she is quick to pull stuff off the internet. But yeah, it was amazing. I really have to say, she puts on a show. It was really cool.
It was pretty much like the best thing ever.
And she had Kelly Kapowski hair, so she looked awesome.
Awesome.
It's not working. Is it working? But it did cut out, didn't it? Okay. Anyway. Well, at least you know this is live, don't you?
In Vegas. 7 wonderful days full of West Coast awesomeness.
In and out.
In and out. Lots of concerts. Lots of alcohol. Lots of gambling.
Lots of nipples.
Lots of boobs. It was amazing. We returned to Atlanta and
yeah, definitely like one of the best trips we've ever taken.
Yeah, I think it might be the best trip I've ever taken personally. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you made it through the whole video. And I hope that you guys catch Taylor Swift on tour, 1989 World Tour. If you do, please leave us a video response of some clips from her performance, because I gotta say, she was awesome.
Pretty much made my entire life.
Yeah, she was awesome. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in our next video. Bye.
See you later.